Actually, my name is Clement Cheng, and I'm the director of the movie Gallants. Actually, I'm co-director. The other director is called Derek Kwok. What happened was me and my partner Derek, we had an idea of a movie about, like, say, 10, 12 years ago. And it's about a bunch of old timers who used to have a band when they were young. And when they came of age, they thought, you know, is there something else I could do in my life? And one of them got a stroke, and he thought, okay, there's one last thing that I really want to do before I die, is to get other band members together again and perform one more time. It's kind of like a music version of the Seven Samurais. Yes, and then afterwards, we have another idea about Kung Fu. So we want to get all the Kung Fu stars, the martial arts superstars from the 60s and the 70s, and 80s and 90s all together. But the usual good guys play the bad guys, but the usual bad guys, vice versa. About like 2 years ago, we were approached by our producer, Gordon Lam, and he asked us what we have in mind. So we told him about maybe like 5 to 10 different stories, but then he weren't interested. So at the end, we were like, okay, well, let's combine the two together, the music one and the couple one together, and make it, you know, one story and see what happens. And when he heard it, he thought that was interesting, and then he wanted to propose it to our boss, our investor, Andy Lau. So that's how it got started. Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't consider it an homage movie. It's just something that both me and Derek like very much. We grew up watching it. We thought we totally missed it, and most of them Shaw Brothers movies that we saw was when we came of age. It was like, it wasn't when we were little. It was when we were like in our 20s, and we thought it's still very cool, and it's still awesome. And we thought, this is, you know, we haven't seen that kind of action or movies for a very long time, because there's so much wire works, there's so many animations, so many fancy camera movements. We thought, you know, we want to, you know, see something that we really, really like ourselves. Like when we watched Bruce Leung when we were little on TV or in movies, or Chen Kun-tai on TV. You know, you can clearly see, you know, every single punch and every single kick. I mean, that wasn't really real, but then it was interesting because you can see it. And when you saw it, well, when I first saw it when I was little, I thought when I went home every time, I would follow every move and try to mimic their action. So I thought that was, you know, something that we haven't seen for a very, very long time, maybe like over 10 years, because people are always flying over here and over there. So I got really sick and tired of it. I mean, after I watched Matrix, I lost all the interest already. I mean, it did a really good job. So that's why we wanted to make a movie like that. So we have to base the comedy on something tragic, then it'll work better. And the Kung Fu comedy, this combination of genres always worked in Hong Kong cinema ever since the 60s. So this is what we liked and what we enjoyed, and we thought, okay, well, let's do something like that, and then give it a little twist at the end. They were our heroes when we were kids, and we've heard many stories about them beating up other people, especially directors, because they have a really bad temper, and they are very, you know, they can fight. They're pretty fierce. So the first time that we saw them, like, you know, we met with them and try to, you know, convince them there's a story that we want you to be in. We were pretty humble and we were pretty scared, actually, because we don't know what we may say wrong or we may offend them. So because we heard too many stories. But then when we got to meet them, we thought they're all mellowed out. They all mellowed down. They're all very nice people, and they're very sensible, and they listen to you, and they pretty much understand what you're saying, and they're willing to give you a lot of advice that with their experience. And all the sweat you see in the movie is real, because we have to wipe out all the extra sweats. But then so we're worried about their health and I'm not sure if they could hack it. I mean, they may get heat stroke or something. But then we're every 2 takes we'll ask them, would you want to have a stunt person to do it for you, or would you like to rest for a bit? But then they never did. They know how it works. They know that this is a very small budget film, and they would just hack. They would just hack it. They would just go, no, I'm fine. I will do it. After we wrapped, our producer Gordon Lamb, we had to drive them to not the hospital, but then something like the acupuncture thingy. Yeah, they would have the Chinese doctor to look at, the Chinese chiropractor to look at them, and then they would wrap themselves up like a mummy the next day when they come in, and then when they come in, they would just take it all off and then start fighting again. I mean, it's just so touching for us. I mean, they just give us their everything. So we were lucky actually, and we pretty appreciate the efforts, and then it kind of made us work harder.